Take advantage of the Boxing King Media discount at BYD Sheffield. You can get this amazing car for £269 per month with a £269 deposit. Details in the description.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Eddie Hearn, Trinity House, historic venue. I was just looking at this outfit behind me. I could see you in that.
I would like to wear that. What is it? RAF? Duke of Edinburgh? Yeah. Oh, it's a Duke of Edinburgh's outfit, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll end up being the Duke of Edinburgh, but, you know, it's very regal. It's a very regal venue. As I said in the presser, we've had the signing of Anthony Joshua here. We've had the signing of James DeGale here. We had Joshua White press conference here. We had the signing of Chris Eubank Jr. here. Can you believe? Many moons ago.
A lot of history. Talking at outfits, there was a video on online that's still actually doing the rounds now. Your reaction to Bivol winning the fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know or not, but Boxstore did like a limited edition,
right.
250 only made. His Fight Night team hoodie.
Right, okay.
They got you one.
All right,
got
thank you very much.
There you go.
Team Bivol.
If you look at the behind,
Yeah.
on the back of the hoodie.
Yeah.
There you go.
About time, eh? About time, you know.
Only 250 made, and you've got one of them.
Lovely.
There you go. Let's jump in. Talking a bit of actually, what is next for him? Is he looking at the trilogy?
I mean, obviously, when you become undisputed, you have a lot of mandatories. So Benavidez is now mandatory with the WBC. The German fighter, I believe, is Michael Effort. He is the first in line because we actually got an exception, or Beterbiev did, to face Bivol in the rematch on the condition that you have to fight him next. Being honest, it's not a fight that, you know, is going to set the world on fire, but we have to decide as a team, myself, Dimitri, Vadim, Andrei Rybinski, what the plan is on the belts moving forward. My conversations with His Excellency lean towards Bivol Beterbiev 3. But we're open to whatever people want to do. The Benavidez fight is a huge fight. Callum Smith will be mandatory as well with the WBO. He's got loads of other mandatories. Very difficult to keep all your mandatories happy as undisputed champion. But I'd like to. You know, I always believe if you can stay undisputed, it's always a great look.
One of the things that no one's really highlighted, and I kind of spoke to him off camera about this, in the personal issues he had in the first fight, he kept them bottled in. He obviously had a lot of issues going on outside the ring, and you see how much it meant to him on fight night, on the second fight. He got to speak to his son.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the emotion in that. So it shows the kind of person he is. He kept it bottled up and just got on with business.
Well, I think one of the most remarkable things that he did was never moan about the decision. I mean, I'm obviously throwing my toys out the pram like a baby. Get to the presser and I'm going mad, and then they asked Dimitri and he goes, look, I'm not the judge. And I'm like, right, mate. He says, yeah, but do you think you won? He said, it's irrelevant because I don't judge the fight. I'm like, so, but that shows you maybe he's a lot better than me in a situation of losing. I fucking hate losing. Whereas he was calm. I do believe he thinks he won the first fight, but also he just used that energy into focusing towards a rematch. And I think what he did in the rematch, I'll always say, you know, for the rest of my time in the sport, like, that was the best performance I've ever seen up close. Unbelievable. Like, I mean, got to be honest, the Canelo performance was pretty special that he gave that night, given the circumstances. But at the same time, that was a very, very special performance. And I think he's a special fighter, I really do. Like,
He is. Moving on to this event, Dave Allen. I said to him earlier, years ago, you was promised a big fight from Eddie if you didn't fight Dubois. Do you feel he finally got what you're worth? And he's saying it's not what I was getting for Dubois, but he's happy with it because he had no other options.
Yeah, it's not far away. But I said to him before, you know, at the time, the reason that I didn't want him to take that fight is because I think he would have got hurt in that fight. He wasn't at the races. He was just boxing for money. And I said to him, look, if you just stay smart, you can get those kind of paydays. Unfortunately, he didn't stay smart. He went off the boil and completely went off the radar of boxing. And we helped him out. We tried to give him opportunities. I think the fact that he's found himself back in this opportunity is incredible. I mean, you know, I think big money in Riyadh, double that this time around. He's never going to be, not very few fighters are completely satisfied with what they're getting, but it's the right money for the fight. And if he wins, guess what? He's got another fight after for more money. So, these 3 fights are going to put him in a great position financially. I've always had a good relationship with Dave. I think he's, I think in the past he's been, I don't know, I think lazy is the wrong word, but just lacked a little bit. Yeah.
The right word.
Is it? I didn't want to be, like harsh on him, but yeah, probably lazy. And maybe a little bit, I say not immature, because he was in his 20s. Do you know what I mean? But now, obviously, he's got his family. Things have changed, like responsibilities change, and you're fighting to provide for them, and that makes you more dangerous as well. Also, teaming up with Jamie Moore, I think it's given him that professionalism to have a real camp, and he's got 10 weeks for this fight. It's a long time, and it's a huge fight. Like, it's only 7,000 at the Copper Box. They're going to sell out very quickly. I'd like to see the bookies odds. I think a lot of people will feel like Dave Allen's the favourite after the first fight. And I give massive respect for Johnny Fisher for taking the fight, because he won the fight. And there's a few things said backwards and forwards, and it just takes a calm head to just have a sensible chat about the future, rather than, fuck Dave Allen, I'm not fighting Dave Allen, he said this, he said that, which is sometimes the reaction from the first week or so after the fight. And then after, it's like, guys, I got to be honest with you, you got to take this rematch. And they're like, we want it. I go, thank God for that. And then it's just a case of negotiating the deal and making it happen. But it's a big fight, and it's a very good fight.
It is. Also, you've announced Dalton Smith's next fight. I understand why he's taking a name that's probably not going to be recognised by boxing fans, but I'll let you explain why he's going to fight this Canadian chap.
Yeah, it's a world-ranked fighter. He's mandatory for the world fight title. He's fighting Puello. Puello's allowed one quick defence. We're having our one fight as well. Jermaine's decent. He was supposed to fight Kambosos actually instead of Yordan, but it fell through. A much stronger test than his last opponent that was ordered from the EBU. But Dalton's very, very good. And, that's a show. Unfortunately, the big arena wasn't available. We've got 2,500 seats, and you've got Dalton Smith against Jermaine. You've got Josh Padley fighting for his first title. You've got Josh Warrington returning as well. And you've got Ishmael Davis against Ryan Kelly, British title eliminator as well. So the tickets are going to go very quickly, as will the Copper Box ones. And it's a good show top to bottom. We understand that it's not Dalton Smith against Teofimo Lopez, but it's a solid fight before he prepares to fight for the world title.
Terry Hopper's fight announced. Will you be there ringside at the Donny Stadium?
Yeah, what's the date again?
May 23rd, Friday night.
I actually probably will, yeah. Listen, shout out to Izzy. They came on to me, I don't know. I think sometimes people, not Izzy, but some people have got a strange opinion of like me, where it's like, oh, do you think Eddie will allow it? What's the fucking, like, what do you mean allow it? Like, Terry Harper's under contract of us. She's from Doncaster. She's got an opportunity to headline at an outdoor show in Doncaster. I mean, yes. And that was how quickly it happened. Steffi come on and said, how do you feel about it? I said, mate, talk to him and make it happen. And it's great for Izzy, great for DAZN. It's a brilliant show in Doncaster as well. And yeah, looking forward to a big statement from her as she gears up for the unification fights, whether that's Beatrice, whether that's Caroline Dubois, we shall see.
Lastly, obviously you saw the news yesterday with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana White. Obviously you've spoken about it already, but some of the comments that are made, they said they want to crush everyone in the support. Is that you and Frank they want to crush?
Yeah, I think that His Excellency gets very excited on these announcements, and he says a lot of stuff that maybe he means, maybe it's tongue-in-cheek. I think the response has been quite incredible. Like, I've had so many people phoning me up, wow, did you hear what they said? What are you going to do? I'm so chilled. Like, call it arrogance, call it delusion. I'm the best boxing promoter in the world, bar none. So I have no fear if they want to try and crush me, which I don't think is by any means the agenda. I'm bang up for it. And I believe in myself, and I've got 35 shows a year, regardless of Riyadh season. But I don't believe that's the case. I think, there's so many assets and facets to Riyadh seasons, of Riyadh season events, now the league, Ring Magazine events, the WBC Grand Prix, and I've got a good relationship with Dana White and those guys. And I'm very excited for the sport. I think it's a good reflection of where boxing's at, that people like Dana and TKO want to get involved in boxing. But one thing I do disagree with from both those guys is boxing's not broken. Boxing's flying. And boxing was hot before His Excellency. But what His Excellency's done is incredible, and he's made it even hotter. And there's another level we can go to. So you know, the belt stuff's interesting. You know, fighters care about belts. I've had these conversations for over a decade now. You know, there's legacy, there's history behind the belts, and I like the idea of one champion. But yeah, I don't really know the true substance of the league, but I think it's very exciting for boxing.
Last question on that. Simon Jordan suggested that you've been weakened to be took over.
Say that again?
Yeah, Simon Jordan said that you've been weakened to took over.
Weakened to took over.
Yeah. So basically, you can be took over in the sport of boxing.
Can I? Don't know. I don't think so. Our company's massive. I've got huge TV contracts, 35 shows a year globally. I'm the only global promoter in boxing. I'm the best promoter in boxing. Boxing's, you know, not the biggest part of our company, but we're a huge company. I'm excited. Obviously, Simon Jordan's probably got a little bit of a hard-on at the potential of someone taking over Eddie Hearn, but tough shit, boyo. It ain't happening, son.
Mic drop. Thank you.
Listen, I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you toward your goals.